Hey, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for PIK. I am Deplorable Knitter. This is the fabulous Ann Pinkova. Sorry we're running late. It's my fault today, believe it or not.
Whoa, not entirely.
That was something, but
as is often the case.
You know, last week I was on it. I had so many things to do. This week I was like, man, it's dreary out. Do I have to get out of my bed? But that's okay. It's been raining here, so.
Yeah, it's rainy this morning, but it's supposed to snow later. So we'll see if they're lying to us.
That's super. One of the ladies, I had a Patreon chat last night, and one of the ladies said she was in Wisconsin and they were calling for 4 to 6 inches. And I was like, ooh, like we're mostly out of that now. We've hit that part of spring where like it'll probably stay spring. We could get a couple of more snowstorms, but they won't be like big. I'm very happy about that.
Right. Well, we had a couple of like local, old timey predictor weather guys say that there'll be one big snow before the end, which is not uncommon for us, but still it'd be kind of nicer if it wasn't.
Yeah, but we're rounding the corner. Like you can tell.
We're getting there.
It was 50 yesterday. Everybody was in like t-shirts, even though it was only 50 because it's 50. It's fine.
No, totally. It was actually 80 yesterday, which makes the snowing today weirder. I know that.
Okay, so
no, it's been like coldish, and then 80 degrees. Window was open. Everything was lovely.
Listen to this, right? I may have told you guys the story before, but my first kid was born near Memorial Day, so every year we have their birthday party around Memorial Day. And when they turned 2, I was, this pregnant with the second one, and the day before their party, we were swimming in the pool. There's pictures. It was beautiful out. The day of the party, it was like 30 and raining, and we had it outside in a pavilion because it's Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
Like, and it wasn't that like, oh, it's raining and it's no, it was like that March rain, that like, it's so cold. Everybody, I didn't have a coat that fit around me because I wasn't that pregnant when I needed a coat. It was like, yeah. So anyway, my point is that the weather does weird things. And that's one of those that sticks out in my brain because, we were swimming in the pool. It was great. And then we just kept watching the weather. Like, what is going to happen? And I had paid for this pavilion. So I'm like, well, we're having it in a pavilion. Well, but
I rented it. It's happening.
Diana says they're due for another blizzard in Colorado and it's raining there. Yeah. Yeah. It's that time of year. I kind of like this weather though. I kind of like these days where like if it stays rainy all day, I'll probably watch a movie with the kids or something like, that kind of like we can snuggle in. I always have all the laundry to fold. I have all the laundry to fold. So
yeah,
I could do that while I hang out with them. Cozy.
Yep.
But sorry. Anyway, I'm talking too much and it's only been 3 minutes. Before we get any farther, Ann has yarn.
Yes. We are sponsored by Lynn of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. We're big fans of Lynn. Oh, it's okay. I don't know why I was emphatic because we are. I'm sorry. I'm off on the wrong foot this morning. Chicken Lady Fiber Arts. Go to chickenladyfiberarts.com to get 20% off your order of $50 or more with PIK Nugget. For the month of March. Next month is PIK Peep, like the candy. So that's the month of April.
With no S, correct? I put it in there properly?
Yep, that is correct.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right.
I always call them Peeps. And so I just want to make sure that I didn't mess it up.
Yes.
Yep.
Singular peep, like a singular bird making a singular noise.
Peep. Not more like chickens and less like the candies. Gotcha. Although I think they make a lot of peeps too. Anyway, so you can use PIK Peep in April. If you're going to buy it before April, PIK Nugget.
PIK Nugget still.
Okay. So cool stuff. And when your words are hard, when this video is done on either Rumble or YouTube, make a comment. It can be any comment. It can be about our show. It can be about something you want us to know. Some people just say yarn. I mean, whatever. But do that so that you can be entered to win. Because if you don't comment on the thing, you don't get a chance. And you can't win if you don't try. Adam says, all right, Adam, it's finally not dirty. It's the cluck of the draw.
There you go. But anyways, March's color is on Facebook. It is very beautiful, very green, very appropriate for Irish Heritage Month as it is now. But yeah, check out her other yarns. Here, this is Blue Hen of Delaware.
I never got that one, but it's pretty. It's got just enough like bright to it that like that little pop of color.
Yeah, and I mean most of it is tracking gray, but there's a fair amount of light blue in it too when you see it. So beautiful. And this is Mountain Bluebird DK sock set.
And I still like every time you show it, but I'm really trying to work through some of my yarn. I'm not on a no yarn buy like some people. Like I know some people are like, oh, I can't buy anything. I'm not doing that, but I'm trying to be more intentional.
There you go.
Good word.
I am less than intentional, but I mean, I'll show you in yarn thing, but I am using my Easter yarn also.
I'm excited about it. She was trying to talk to me yesterday while I was at school, and I wasn't able to fully appreciate it because I was teaching all my classes. So now I get to, and that's exciting.
I have very, very important, things to say about shawls. And that's a limited general audience when you're talking to shawls. You people understand. Y'all understand, but
she was trying to talk to me while I was at school, and I was like, oh, that's pretty. And then she sent something else. I'm like, oh, that's pretty. And she's like, come on, that doesn't help. But before we continue on, I did get yarn, but it is Chicken Lady yarn. Anne sent it to me. I got her Easter colorway. Oh my gosh, look at how bad those colors are with this light on. That's no good.
Turn her down. Turn her down.
What is happening? Let me try this. Okay. Hey, look, they have colors now. So there's a green one, and then there's this one that's like pink and green and purple, and then there's this purple one. And they do feel like a shawl, but we all know I don't make shawls. So
well, I'm making a shawl. Here, I have another set because these are going to be prizes for our upcoming giveaway. But
you want me to put the thing up?
Sure, but I'll show these off first, just because they're pretty. I mean, they saw.
I mean, they're the same as mine, but her colors are better today. Some days mine are, some days yours are. It's hard. Oh,
I know that
it's better.
It's a, you know how it is with slightly different lighting. Anyways, they're beautiful.
Yeah, my colors are better back here, maybe.
But yeah, we got pink is Get Lit for Jesus, green is We're Buzzed for Easter, and purple is Father, Son, and Holy Smoke. So you can also sorry, Lynn, I don't remember because it was a pre-order for the 50 gram skeins, and also I really love that because I mean it was more affordable as a group, but also it's like, okay, sometimes you don't need a whole skein of each, but you want a whole skein of each. So I really love this idea. But yeah, you can also get them in individual skeins too.
Absolutely. But there's something about the set. Like if I had to pick one, I probably would have just gotten green. But the fact that we were able to get the smaller amounts of them, that's kind of nice. Oh, she has, hey friends. Hey, she's got some 50 gram sets left in fingering weight. So if that's something that you missed out on, there you go.
There you
go. Ooh, Lisa, have fun at the Fiber Festival.
Fine.
Just on the replay. Tell us how it was. Yeah. So now my lighting's so messed up. Sorry, friends. It is what it is. Saturday morning. So we have. I'm gonna add this to the stage. Ta-da! We are doing a knit along. Look at this. So we did this last year at this time. It's a fairly no rules knit along. April showers, bring May flowers, and baby knits. So for April and May, we are going to knit baby things. They can be gifts, they can be to donate, they can be whatever you choose. But join us. If you're not on Instagram, you can email them to us at politicallyincorrectknitters@gmail.com, which is this right here, politicallyincorrectnews@gmail.com, or you can use the hashtag April Showers KL25. So, yay.
Cool. Yeah.
And we wanted to do a knit along. I know like Tabitha's doing one and the Knit Night Lady.
Tabitha is Tabitha is doing baby socks and mittens, and that's through the end of the month here. So get in your submissions if you're joining along. If you want to keep on with the baby knits, please join us. And yeah, I see Therese is in the chat. Therese, help me out if there may be another baby knits. I wonder if I missed one, please say. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she said everybody's doing baby knits. Yay. So I think I might have missed what yours is too, but you know, we love double dipping. You know, everybody's definitely make the most of your projects. So and hopefully she'll tell us what it is so we can let you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited. I've been doing a little baby knitting.
Iris, I didn't know you were pregnant. Congratulations. Oh, this one. I just did 2 baby blankets. My midwife said if I don't go into labor in the next 3 weeks, they'll want to induce me. So my projects are very baby focused right now. That's cool. Super casual. Oh, same thing. So, hey, look at that. Knit Night and us, we're doing the same thing. Ours goes until the end of May. So you got 2 months, but baby knits are small. That's why we didn't make it like super long. Right. Crocheters are always invited. I just called it a Cal because I was panicking and I was late for the show. So it is what it is. You know how we are. You can sew something, you can knit something, you can, however you can make a baby thing. We're not picky. We'll let you enter it. So yeah, very good. My lights. Man, I messed it up. Okay, sorry. Knitting verbiage always sounds so much better. I mean, it does. I call things knit alongs just because it's like, I don't know. I think that's the world I was in when I learned about them. So like, even if we're doing crochet, I'm like, yeah, because hey, I'm going to show. Oh, you were showing off your thing. Show off your thing.
Okay. No, I got several things. But also, I mean, we do have knitting in our name, you know.
Yeah, it is kind of our brand.
A little wiggle room.
But like I'm crocheting right now. I'm crocheting this moss stitch baby blanket because my stepbrother's having another baby. Well, his wife is. She's coming in May, and so I'm gonna finish this blanket, and then I'm gonna make a jellyfish for the baby, and then I'm gonna make a jellyfish for the big sister too, because you know she's not quite 3, so she'll want something also. The baby will be getting lots of attention, so it's important.
Right.
But yeah, that's all I've been working on is this. And I'm working from Stash. It's acrylic yarn. It's Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn. And I'm not going to have enough to make a full blanket. But somebody in the Patreon chat said, steam it. And my mom has an industrial steamer from back when we were wedding dressmakers. And if I use that, it'll really open it up. And it'll make it, because they live in Florida, so it'll make it lighter. Yeah. And it'll make it bigger. So that I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use all the yarn I have, and then I'll just block it really aggressively so that it opens up. It'll be great. Yeah. So anyway, that's my story about that.
Nice. That's always cool.
Chicken Lady, I have a question. Are you dyeing a special colorway for the Moga knit along? The Neil's Make Orange Great Again knit along. Yeah. She's doing 3, and I also let her know. Sorry, Anne, I just totally usurped your thing. But I ordered this colorway from her a long time ago.
Whoa,
orange.
I love it.
It's not quite as blinding as the colors are showing it, but it's hunter orange. I plan on doing a design with this. I've had it for a couple of years now, but I let her know that I was planning on doing something with this too. So
nice.
Because I got a couple of friends that are hunters, and I think they would appreciate if I did I want to do like color work with maybe some sort of like horn or outdoorsy. I don't know. I haven't quite decided, which is why I never did it, but something, something huntery.
Yeah.
So anyway, and there's 3 dyers Okay, so that knit along doesn't start until June. but it's Make Orange Great Again. Neil is running it, and it runs from June to September, I think. And Chicken Lady is making yarn for it. Tina from A One in Yarn and Fiber and Holly from Mystery Mouse are all doing colorways for the knit along. So pay attention to them. Get in. It has to be at least 50% orange. And there's some rules about it. So if you have questions, ask Neil. Go to his channel. There's a video.
Right.
But anyway, that's all.
That's exciting.
So I was about to check out, and then I see his video, and I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, that's what Lacey was saying. That's why she still has a cart full of yarn at Chicken Lady, because yeah, it's that's what happens. You think you're ready, and then you're not. So I get it. So I'm done talking. I'll let you go. Sorry.
It's all right. Well, as I was saying before I got on, I had a bit of a headache this morning. I think it's finally like dissolved. I think my ibuprofen finally kicked in. Anyways. But yeah, lots of knit-alongs, lots of very exciting things for Miss Tabitha's of Camp Covenant. Yeah, so I got the little Croy sock yarns, and I love these for making baby socks, because I mean you can get them so they match up, and then matching stripes is always cute, but if it's like matching stripes in baby socks,
tiny baby socks in matching stripes, I just want them, and I don't have any more babies, but yes.
Yeah, and I also love how, I mean, I've only made 2 pairs of these. I got 2 skeins. I'll have to troll around Joann's and see what discount rate they're at now. But that you are able, once this is the Welcome Baby sock pattern, I believe, from the 2nd issue of Blocked.
Is that Anna Knitter?
Yes,
no,
Anna Knitter's pattern.
Yep.
But after you
I'm sorry, here. My womb just jumped out of my body. Yeah, they're super cute.
They are very, very cute.
Someone bring me a baby to hold and rock and sing to. Yeah, I don't want any more of my own, but I'll watch one for a couple of hours. I'm good with that. Oh, Adam still has his baby socks knitted by his nan. Oh, that's sweet.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I'm gonna have to make a couple of these, and gonna have to increase the size a little bit. Oh, as I was saying, that when no, you're fine. No, just when you have like big even stripes like this, and if you make enough of these, because I made a bunch of these for it was a couple of years ago that we I think it was one of the first baby thing belongs. Anyways, it was black and white stripes, so I made a bunch of them, and now I've been doing them 2 at a time, so you can get them exactly perfect. And not that you couldn't with stripes, but it's, this exactly perfect group is not going to be the same as this exactly perfect group. There's like, white on the top of this and not this.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of me monkeying around with her pattern, going like, well, this was meant to be on DPNs, and I'm not doing that. But you can sit there and you can, sock after sock, you can judge. You're like, okay, when do I start my heel in proportion to where the stripe is, and, the toes, and see I have a little dot of purple on the toes there, but not on this one. I figured that out.
Yeah.
That That's whole thing. Cute. So I think it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. Making baby socks is pretty addictive that way.
I should probably try some of those just because.
Yeah.
I mean, my niece is going to need socks.
Yeah. Yeah. I need to do one or do a couple pairs in a slightly larger size for my nephew, who is cute as buttons, man.
He is pretty cute. She sends me pictures. And I go, oh, he's so cute. And then I'm like, I'm still glad I don't have a baby or a small child.
I was hanging out with him yesterday. It was funny because, my brother had to go do something. So I was watching the kid for wasn't even a full hour. And he's sitting there in his high chair, king of the manor. And immediately his parents walk out and he points at the TV like, do something. So, and it's hilarious because so what I do is I flip on Pluto TV to the all Star Trek channel, and he is like so contented. It was, the old
I was
timey
gonna
Star.
say, if you're using Pluto, you should watch Bob Ross with him. Have him put him to sleep.
That's true. No, he was active. He was moving, but okay. So my brother and I have been watching Deep Space Nine together, and our joke has always been that you sing along with the Star Trek theme song every single time. So, little kiddo now goes da 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 every time that the theme plays, and that is universal for Star Trek themes now. It was the old one, he's like da. It was the cutest thing.
That is cute.
But anyways.
No, it's great. It's nice you get to hang out with them. I mean, it sounds to me from stories I've heard that like your mom is pretty all up on the babysitting.
Oh yeah.
Need. So it's nice when you can get an opportunity to slide in there and do it.
Oh yeah, she is all about the kiddo, and he is just
That's great.
He's cute. Anyways, sorry, socks. He probably needs socks at one point. Otherwise, you've already seen it, but I am on the last square of this color for my thing, which means that I am over a third done.
Wow.
Over 2/3 done.
That's even more impressive.
Yeah, which that makes me very, very happy. Let's see, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Is that right? I think that is right. And if that's right, that means I only have 20 to make a whole. So
5 more?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Unless I overcounted one. Anyways.
Close. Yeah. So she's getting pretty close. This was the moral of the story. That's more like 3/4 then.
I know.
Wow. I mean, you have been working on that pretty aggressively, though, also.
I have been. And I mean, I also have like a million ends to weave in, and then I have to seam it all. But still, very, very excited about that. But I paused that for baby socks. And also, so I had, so I have done this for the past couple of years. I do like the idea of having a new shawl for Easter. And I had been inventing a shawl pattern off. I had seen a shawl on Pinterest that, on Pinterest, it's like, woohoo, this is a picture. I'm like, that's great. What's the pattern? We won't tell you.
I hate it when that happens. Like you find something you love and then it's like.
Pinterest is like, it's a picture. That's what we do.
Or you finally get to somewhere and it's like in Russian and it's not the right pattern. That happens to me a lot. Like, I'm like, oh, super. That's not what I wanted.
Anyways, but I had copied, or you can see what a pattern is basically. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do this thing, and I'll do eyelets, and I'll do like 3 garter ridges with 3 different colors, and then I'll mirror them back. And then I had this whole fade idea going up the shawl, and I'm like, and then we'll do a stitch pattern. And basically it was really complicated and kind of actually boring to knit. And I'm like, well, if like I had to, it was simultaneously not fun. So I got a different pattern. Excuse me. The silver leaf shawl, which is like there's like a million projects with it. It is shaped the same way a murder knit shawl is. But yeah, I am doing the big stripes of color. So you can see them. I have my little more eyelets with the things in between. And there is a lace section that looks like leaves that you do before the end.
So what color is that going to be? You're not going to have enough to do it all in those, are you?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Because it's kind of a knit as you go along thing. I had thought that I could fade the colors together for the leaf section, but I'll see how it is when I get there. I may do the leaf section in white.
Yeah. I think either way it'd be real pretty.
Right.
White or the fade if you can make it.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I'm, as I go along, just finish the green. Well, yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Cool.
But yeah, with fun.
Yeah. I'm not Anne and I don't make shawls, so I'm not sure what to do with my yarns yet. If anybody's got any good suggestions about something I could do with them that's not cray cray, that'd be super great.
I mean, would be cute for baby things, sweaters and hats. And
yeah, I don't love to make a bunch of stuff. I mean, I could make it for the knit along, but for my niece, she lives in Miami, so she needs some stuff, but I'm not going to go crazy making her stuff because they've already been at the beach down there. So, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I haven't decided yet. I only got it this week, so I haven't had a proper amount of time to stare at it and touch it. So,
yeah.
Iris says a sun hat. Yeah. So, I've got a bit of a headache too this morning. I think it was kind of a long week. That's okay. So shall we talk some? I was going to say knitting. Knitting is not the word I meant. Shall we talk some politics? And there's some talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to start? Anne was fighting with someone on Twitter. Let's start there.
Oh, well. Not fighting with them directly, fighting with other people in the comments. I think.
Sorry, Anne is very peaceful. She wasn't fighting with anybody. She was just telling them they were dumb. There's a difference. I'm kidding.
It's all right. Here's the issue. It's like, everything's nice, everything's normal, and then one day you get bored, and then you decide to wade into the discourse. Always a mistake. Always a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways. Oh, Lori's on a cruise. Good for you, Lori.
Yeah, nice.
Ireland complaining about Trump. Well, that is a little bit of what we want to say today, because yes.
Are they complaining about him because Rosie lives there now?
That is unfortunate. They should complain.
I mean, that's why I would complain about it. Sorry. So, yes. So why is Ireland mad and whatever?
Oh no, all of Europe is mad because all of the different European countries. Backing the story up. So the Mr. Sargon of COD is his username. Carl Benjamin, his proper name. He was talking on Twitter about just like, oh, well, Americans don't want to hear this, but, it's really, really got to tell them that I will read this proper, actually.
Okay.
Because this is important to get right. Hang on.
Chicken Lady said they didn't renew Rosie's visa. I thought that was just a joke that was going around. I didn't know that was true.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
All right.
Did you find it?
I did.
I was just talking while you were looking.
Yeah, that works. All right. So, girl, I'll tell you what's happening, but you won't like to hear it. Trump's belligerence toward Canada, along with the cold face his administration has shown to America's allies more broadly, has hurt the right-wing cause in every other country. Okay. It has allowed the left to claim the nationalistic position and make their right-wingers seem like either parasites of a hostile foreign power or liars that they don't want the same thing as him. It seems that despite the Liberals being responsible for literally all of Canada's problems, they're going to win again purely because Trump decided that scaring the Canadians with annexation was a good idea, rather than attacking their Liberal Party as the source of Canada's woes and propping up polar bear as an alternative. It might not feel that it matters, but it would have been better and wiser to have many allies who had leaders who agree and cooperate with Trump rather than Trump alone constantly fighting against a divesting left-wing empire. In summary, the Trump administration and the MAGA movement need to learn to moderate and govern and not just conquer. The battle has been won, the war is over, now they have to win the peace. Okay. For this to be so, that means that a foreign government and its opinions have more control over your political system than your own party, than the strength of your own ideas in your own country, ruled by your own people. Like, that is what you have to say. And also, okay, if you can't take, and we've said this with other people, with people within the Republican Party, here, that this is what Trump has done to his own people, because if you can't take it from Trump, you can't take it against the left, and you can't take it against your own media system. So it's like, oh, well, Trump should have been nicer. Okay, if you believe that the leftward side in your country are the patriots, that they love your country more than the conservative side, you have an issue.
Right.
Okay. If it's like you attention span of a goldfish, and maybe you're only paying attention now, but still, that is a problem. We have, the Canadians are all acting big and like, okay, we're no longer going to do military with the US. They don't have the military themselves. And if they use this to build up a military, well, then good for them, because they need to. But it's like, why would Trump, we're done with the losers and the fakers here. It's like, and we're done with it for America. America is turning around going, oh crap, we blew holes in our own ship and we're patching and we're bailing and we're doing everything else. And everyone else is like, oh, well, they still don't want to accept their own responsibility or admit that there's a problem. You don't have, I don't think any of the Commonwealth countries have a strong conservative party at all. Most of the Eastern Europeans and like the gal in Italy is doing okay, but a lot of the European countries really don't. And it's like, okay, so Trump is going to ally with who? And also, for a lot of these situations, it's like, at this point, sometimes shouting is better than silence, the sort of like pretend to be buddies. I'm like, actually, no, I'm fighting with you now. We have to, if we're going to come back together, you have to come back on a slightly adversarial position. Like, we're not going to just play around.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of world leaders really liked the climate when Biden wasn't doing shit.
Oh, yeah.
Just letting whatever happen. And so now they're kind of mad that the whole thing is going on. And they're mad that they're going to have to pay their own share and stuff again. And it makes sense that they're, our job is not to be kowtowing to different people. Our job is to be leading. That's what we've always been. Mm-hmm. Just we've had some shitty leaders. So.
Right.
Yeah, they're mad. We don't want to be the world's cash machine anymore.
Right. Yeah. And if you're saying like, oh, well, the US also did the USAID, which has also screwed everybody up. Yes. Mm-hmm. Would entirely admit to that. But that's, again, what we're stopping. The Australians, I was kind of shocked about this, that the Australians have called an emergency meeting because USAID is no longer funding their universities.
8 of their universities? Why?
Yeah.
Why was USAID funding any of their universities?
Yeah.
I mean, they're a different country. They're not part of us. They're not, no, if it was Puerto Rico and they were like, we're not getting any more money for our schools, and I'd be like, well, isn't that like we're kind of like, attached. So that makes sense. But Australia? Like, come on.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you mean that you're, not a part of the Commonwealth neighbor is no longer paying for your kid's education? That's a little weird that it's happening.
Mm-hmm. Lucy says she can't afford to go to university, right? Like some of us, I went to college by working full time and going to school part time so that I could pay my bills. Like you do what you got to do and you move on. Everybody wants to be handed bullshit. It's bullshit. Sorry.
No, but it's very true. And yeah, so the American position, the Trump position right now is like, okay, the world was a certain way after World War II, and then it was the Cold War. And we have been saying polite little lies the whole time as if it is still that way. As if, it is still, these are our alliances and this is all things and we're all good. What's going on in Greenland right now is a very interesting part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, again, the polite lies in Greenland is that, I mean, we have a base there. Vance visited it last week. Is the, forgive me if I get this wrong.
I'm sorry. I want to put this up.
Right.
Sounds like Piggy screaming because the teats are not available anymore.
Right.
Oh, that was funny.
Anyways, but yeah, we have this military base in Greenland, and everyone's like, "Oh, why? We have a base in Greenland. Why? Because the base in Greenland is our immediate missile defense base that they're hanging out, Arctic Circle, end of the world up there." And they are watching that. It is also a trade route deal. All of the things that China, Russia also, and there's other countries too, but China is the big player here, that they are up there with boats and they're breaking up ice and they're surveilling. And it is the Northwest Passage is a trade route. Oh, wow. And all of the rare minerals up there. And we know with the Chinese Belt and Road Initiative that they will use both strong power and soft power. So if the Chinese doesn't technically own your country, but it owns your railroads and your airports and your shipping docks, and you are in debt to them, that it doesn't matter if there's technically a Chinese flag flying over you too,
Right.
if they're the ones who you owe all your money to, and they will put onerous regulations on it. And the other way, in university situations, what somebody pays for, they buy. So if they're the one throwing all this money at your university, they are going to get what their policies in there, which we were probably doing in Australia with USAID. But anyways, there's all sorts of terrible things going on. It's like, oh, well, you just want to take over Greenland. You just want to do that. It's like, well, with the Denmark situation, so our little trade deals with Denmark, not trade deals, but the deal that Greenland has with Denmark. So we have that base there. The thing is that America is always expected to not only fulfill, but to cover for other people. So if one country, has a base, we're supposed to watch out for their base too. We're supposed to take care of their stuff. We're supposed to send people if something goes bad. We are the backup. We do this. We throw money at it. We throw people at it. We throw resources at it every time. And they don't have to do it back. Greenland is supposed to be defended by Denmark. Denmark is like, well, we won't do it, and America will pick up the slack because we're the good guys and we're supposed to every single time. So that is expected, and that is all of the things through Europe. That is all the tariffs that is going on. April 2nd, the tariffs go through, and Trump is saying he's like, it's supposed to be reciprocal tariffs, and he's laughing like some things, we're not even going to go to full reciprocal tariffs because I would be embarrassed. That was Trump saying, I would be embarrassed.
Oh, like the milk? from Canada that's 250% tariff on it, like that kind of thing.
I would be embarrassed to charge you the tariffs that you've been charging us the whole time because, oh, America will take it. And as both Trump and Vance have said, that the tariffs from other countries have been hollowing out our manufacturing. And the Chinese goods have been hollowing out our manufacturing. And it's like, oh, well, Trump is posturing. Trump is doing this. He's, harming all the interests. There have been, and we'll see if they fulfill them, but $4 trillion worth of investments promised to America to build factories. That is, the chip factories, car factories, all these other things. Many countries, Europe, China even Canada has said that they will invest in American-made goods in America. So yeah, it's a big old deal.
It's something. I mean, I don't know why people. I know I use this one all the time, right? But like, you're on an airplane and the airplane is going down. You take care of yourself before you help your child or the person next to you that needs help, because if you are not helping yourself, you can't help others. And that's the situation we're in right now. We're helping everybody else and we've stopped helping our own country. And somebody being strong and saying, no, we need to take ourselves back. We need to get our house in order so that we can be the power that we're supposed to, like, you know what I mean? And I don't understand why they don't get it.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, we're looking at the books and we're broke. And I mean, it goes beyond why aren't they paying for drinks anymore? How rude, they expect me to pick up around. Yeah. But it's more like some old dowager who's been living in this expensive hotel for years. And she's all, oh, how awful of the landlord to come around and expect to be paid. Don't they know who I am?
Yeah. I was ripping on Canada.
But anyways, it's like, yes, we want allies in the free world. We want relations to go well. We want there to be other conservative parties. But okay, but England's screwed.
And we're not going to kowtow to these other leaders saying, oh, you shouldn't act like, no. Right. We're taking care of our house first before we help you guys. You guys need to take care of your shit. This is the deal.
Oh, so it's like, no, again, the Trump position is you come to our side. We don't go to your side. Okay. We will make deals, but we're not going to play with the Rhino game. If the Rhino want to play with us, they have to start talking like Trump. Okay. Yeah. They need to move over here. And Trump Trump's a nice guy in that he will say this is the line and talk, but then he doesn't like to diss people personally unless there's a thing, which you're like, oh no, he hasn't. No, he's still saying nice things about Farage. Farage in England is just doing all sorts of stupid crap. He's saying that he's not actually going to deport anybody. He's not a nationalist. So no, none of that. And the guy who is money rolling him now is a Muslim dude, and he's not taking big stands against the grooming gangs or the people coming into England or any of the real issues. Rupert Lowe is saying deport them all. He's taking a serious stand. But, you have that friction in the party that you need to actually focus on things. That you have all these issues, but Trump still hasn't thrown Farage under. Farage says that Sir Keir Starmer is a good man, a respectable man. Mr. Two-Tier Keir. Right now in England, it is going through that, the hardships that you've dealt with due to your race or gender or sexuality will be a factor in how harsh your sentencing is, which means, if we take the flip of that white straight men get more get harsher sentences by default in England.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that sounds really racist, actually.
Yeah.
Well, at least they're codifying now. Before it was just sort of by the will of the court to do that, anyways. But now codified law. Also, he has such a Weasley little profile picture. Sorry, but here with his milk face and his big glasses, and he's vacant expression, looking slightly perturbed. Anyways, it's outrageously weak for any politician. He looks like someone who would make a funny line in a bad British comedy. Anyways, but he put out this thing saying that knife crime is serious in England, so we're banning all ninja swords by the summer.
Okay. So when the knife crime happens, how many of those are ninja swords?
Well, since any 10-year-old boy could tell you that they're called a katana, or maybe as ninja swords, that includes machetes and other things. I'm sure that is what is meant. But yes, there is a fair amount of knife crime, but again, it's ninja swords is kind of a euphemism, such as Asian youth. It's not the Japanese doing this, and I think that the Japanese should put out a statement. Yeah, about your Minecraft sword.
I know, right?
If you and they had previously put out a graphic that had like Asian music, like a couple of notes put behind it, and look, you can't have this. It was
wow.
It was something.
So, I don't. Okay, yeah. But my question stands. How much is actually done with ninja swords or katanas or whatever we want to call them? Probably not a lot, because it's pretty conspicuous to walk around with something like that.
Well, there is video of young men of a non-pale variety hacking at each other with the joke is the mall ninjas, that it's like cheap metal, it's cheap pressed metal, and there's like bits taken out of it, and there's like hollow portions, and you're like, who would actually use this? This is ridiculous. Exactly. You'll never see them coming.
Yeah. Oh, this is a very I didn't do it. Wrong one. They're mad at the US because they all felt they owned us, and now Trump is letting them know we're our own country, right? Like, we're fine. That's a lot of what it is. Like, I mean, telling people what to do, and
yeah, they it's like they owned us, and now we're telling them, no, you own you. Assert yourself. Yeah, I don't know. The rule, if you are found in possession of a ninja sword, it is 6 months in prison.
Cool.
So,
what if it's a fake ninja sword?
I don't know how real these ninja swords we're talking. Like, what's your quality? Does it have to be full tang, or, may not know this, but I have experience in the knife and sword world, and sometimes those really, really cheap katanas you get, it's only a wire, man. Do not use those.
Yeah,
it's just
not gonna work out for you.
There is no leverage on that bad boy. So
when are you going on Forged in Fire?
Oh no,
you don't know how to blacksmith them, you just know about
them. But anyways, there are, back to previous thing, there are videos of people hacking at each other in the streets with what looks like otherwise ridiculous, bits out of it, machete thing. But I mean, if you only need it for one fight, you only need it for one fight. And they're certainly drawing blood.
Wow. I need to pay attention to what's going on in England. It sounds like a freaking shit show.
Yes.
So when I met my husband, he used to tell me things that he would think about, and I had this vision, and sometimes I feel this way with Anne too, honestly. They're kind of similar sometimes. I had this vision that everything in his head was these cartoons, like running around doing things. And I think that that's what England must be like. Like these little cartoon, like stick figures, like running around and chasing each other with swords. Like bullshit.
Oh, and
Sorry.
It's the things that you're not allowed to say. Like there was a graphic put out last week and it was all like, oh man, it's so weird that kids these days, it used to be you could walk, 2 miles to go swimming with your friends, and now you don't do that anymore, especially not in this bubble here. And this bubble here is right next to Rotterdam. Again, I wonder why kids are no longer allowed to wander by themselves to the corner store. What would do this?
I mean, I got a kid that's almost 12 and they don't go anywhere on their own because I don't trust people and I don't live in England near Rotterdam. So,
Yeah.
What about English or European swords? Are swordfish allowed? What about Excalibur?
Oh, even so, come quickly, King Arthur. Anyways, I think swords should be mandatory. Everyone should have one on their person if they can.
I think that we should all just go back to having our own firearms. I think a lot of stuff would just stop. How confident are you going up to that person if you don't know if they're carrying or not? Probably going to think twice.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Yep.
Lacey said that she couldn't walk 2 miles to go anywhere in her neighborhood. Yeah. I mean, I live in a pretty good neighborhood, but you gotta know what's going on with the times. And I'd rather be slightly overprotective than, not.
Right.
So,
well,
what else?
Well, I was
just listing weapons in the comments. I'm sorry. So what else do we have today?
Well, I was gonna mention the Signal chat, the whole Houthi thing.
Okay, yeah. Well, the Signal chat, I've heard about some of that. Once again, dude, I still need of a hot podcast. And everybody said Victor David Hansen, and he sounds like a very nice guy, but I'm going to fall asleep. I live in New York. I need somebody who is like bop, 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 not like, so today. I'm like, no, Lynn said to speed him up. I don't know if it'll work. But anyway, yeah, the Signal chat. Like, come on. He said, oh, confidential war plans. But was it really? Was it actually confidential war plans? Or was it a couple of people having a conversation about some things they were thinking about doing?
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, it was certainly pretty bad that a journalist, was put in there. Right. And some people were like, oh, why isn't Trump in this group chat? It's like, well, because Trump doesn't do emails. He has never done emails.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
No, he does not, because all the email scandal things, he's like, skip it, call me. Mm-hmm. And even then they tried to do that with other stuff, but no, he is not a part of any of that. But I thought, and when it first came out, the thing that made me think that it was more likely true than I was, when it first comes out, you're like, yeah, this seems a little weird to have done that. But the bit where Vance said, they're like, okay, we have to do this. And again, we are defending Europe by taking care of this terrorist problem. And it's like, I'm tired of Europe freeloading again. Oh no, people are being attacked and harassed, and they won't stand up for themselves, and they won't fix their own problems. And again, it's the whole thing with them talking big that's like, oh, well, we'll build our own European defense force. Like, you're not taking care of your problems now, and you're not taking care of your own people. Yeah. You're not taking care of your own territories, your own nation's borders. Like, what's going on? Excuse me. But yeah, the bit of Vance saying, oh, I'm tired of Europe freeloading again. Make sure that we actually get something for this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought was pretty interesting.
So on one hand, it's like, should they be talking about that like that? Well, we have a whole group of people now who are like my age, who this is how a lot of us communicate. There's got to be a way to communicate. Maybe that's not the best thing. We have Elon now. Maybe he can make it better. Maybe he can do something to make but who added the guy? It was one of Waltz's staffers, it sounds like. So that person probably should go. Like, right? And also, my big thing was, why are we putting people in? You can see initials. So when you see new initials come and be like, so who's that guy? Why is he here? Like, somebody needs to be paying attention to that, number one. And but all in all, it's not like they were like classified documents and bullshit. I mean, Biden had classified documents in it next to his Corvette force field. And so we know that, this isn't even as big as stuff that happened in the previous administration, but because it's Trump, it's a huge deal. Oh my God.
No, it's classified. I mean, it's like, oh, you didn't do this yet. Biden classified information. Hunter Biden taking money and palling around with all of our enemies, selling everything downstream. You may remember Hunter's party trick where he would be at dinner with a bunch of people and he would call his dad and say, oh, hi, Dad. I'm with all these people. Say hello, hello. And, the media cover up was like, oh, well, nothing of importance was said there. No, the point is that Hunter Biden was selling access, and he was selling access to the guy who could call the president at any time of day. That is what he was selling. It wasn't as if, oh, well, it's only bad if the president says something of, no, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Adam's talking about Walls, like Tim Walls, but the guy in the chat was Waltz with a T, Waltz. So it's not the same guy, because every time I heard it, I got confused myself, just FYI.
But also, it's been mentioned by Trump. It's been...
Sorry. Yes. I'm sorry, Ann. I did see this too. His wife is something, I don't remember what she is, but she's also affiliated with China. And so, yeah, it sounds to me like there's something going on and he should probably go somewhere.
Yeah, though the position currently by Trump and Vance mentioned it in his Greenland speech, where he was kind of getting a little like, look, the media has asked, because it's amazing how open the Trump White House is to media, that media can actually ask him multiple times a day about something, and he takes questions multiple times a day, and Vance does too when he's out and about. That and Vance was all like, you keep asking me, it's like, who's going to be fired, what's going to happen. It's like, no, we're, and the position is, these are our guys, we're not moving for media. Which, okay, what?
Sorry, no, it's this made me laugh. I'm still just trying to clarify that issue.
Right. So we know the difference between but the Trump cabinet position is just like, these are our guys, we decide if they're fired or not. Mm-hmm. We're not going to do this for media pressure. We're not going to do anything else. If we like him on the team, he stays. Now, if we have Chinese connections and other things, like, yes, definitely be worried. But the position is a position of, we're not throwing people under the bus just because the media says we should anymore. Right. That is not what we're doing.
Right. No, and I think that there's a lot of power in just telling the media to F right off, because I mean, what else are they going to do?
Right.
It's so ridiculous to watch, because there's so much nonsense that went on in the last administration that everybody was just super blind to. Nobody cared. It wasn't a big deal. And now we have like one little slip up, and it's not even, nothing was classified. Like when it came out, it was a big lie. Oh, I was added to this classified group chat with war plans. By the time the information came out, it had already happened. It's
right. Which, I mean, to be fair to that guy, the amount of trouble that you might have got into for classified war plans. Now, it is classified information to know about attacks before they happen.
Mm-hmm.
But this chat,
it didn't have like specifics about the date and time and stuff. And they were just talking about like it did.
Not that I know of.
Okay, I didn't hear that it did.
But it seemed more like it's more like you're keeping certain people in the loop and
Mm-hmm.
we're talking about what to do about a situation
Right.
rather than it's saying, we're attacking here, here, and here. It's like, no, that's the military guy thing. We're the, what's going on
Mm-hmm.
relationally with different people seems to
Mm-hmm.
be more their deal.
Yeah, so it wasn't a great look, but I still don't think it was what they made it out to be either. That's my take on the whole thing. But
and as I said before, it's like, wow, y'all really can't make me hate Vance. It would have to be a big.
No,
but
he would have to do something ridiculously crazy.
Yeah.
The CIA is dirty. I mean, I still think there's a lot of cleaning up that he needs to do.
Right.
And we know that, and hopefully we can get to the bottom of some of it. So do you have any other big points that we need to talk about?
Well, we've been on an hour already.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Yeah. I mean,
go burner phones. Your Nokia flip phone from the 90s.
That's right. It still works. We know it does.
Dude, that thing will last through the apocalypse. It'll be fine.
I know.
It'll be better than the crap we have now. So, what do we think?
I mean, yeah. Most of my notes today were all about European stuff.
I don't have to clean today, Chicken Lady. And they were speculating about what you do for a job, and somehow that's what they landed on. And I said, I don't think Anne has the personality for that. I don't think so. No, we have family things to do today. We have fun family. I don't know if yours is fun family stuff. I'm going to hang out with my kids, my husband. I like them all.
It's a good idea.
Which is a good thing. Chicken Lady, PIK Nugget, 20% off your order of $50 or more. That's like 2 skeins, friends. You can work that out.
Oh, and Chicken Lady says it is free shipping on Monday. So make sure that you are a part of her newsletter, because her newsletter has the free shipping code for every 5th Monday, and also it stacks.
Mm-hmm. Free shipping Monday. That's fun. Free shipping. Yep, so we got this. We got, if you order after Monday, but I don't know why you would, because sounds like Monday's going to be a good day. We got this guy.
Yeah.
For April. Anne's got our giveaway yarn.
I do. I was just going to show off because I didn't in skein.
Oh, pretty.
Easter yarn.
Very lovely.
Anyways, but yes, our giveaway skein, tweet us on Facebook.
Yep.
Are very perfect and marchy.
It is very lovely. And there we go. Don't forget, we're doing this thing. Yay! April and May, we're gonna make baby things. Join us. It'll be lots of fun. Yeah. Make baby things. Baby things are fun. They're excellent. Very casual, knit along. Do what you want to do. It'll be great. We'll be back on Tuesday for Knitting Wars.
Yes, on April 1st. Don't be surprised.
April 1st. Yep. Yeah, I think that's all we got today. So we'll see you Tuesday. We'll see you next Saturday. Thanks for joining us. And it'll be a good time. So we'll see you later.
It'll be fun.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.